Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 14 of NOMIFACTORY. In the last episode, we got the small microverse projector. In between episodes, I automated a bunch of metals. I also started working on our auto crafting system, and then I also expanded our power system a bit. In today's episode, we're going to start off by getting the EV circuit assembling machine. Luckily, I was already crafting this in between episodes, so we're almost there. So, it took me like an hour or so, but I got all the materials. Now that we have the EV circuit assembler, we can go ahead and replace this one. So, next we need to make this Glowstone-dopped monocrystalline silicon boule. That's a long name, but it's pretty simple to make. We just need 64 silicon dust, and then 8 glowstone dust, along with some nitrogen. And we have our nitrogen right here. Then, we just throw it in the blast furnace. Wait 600 seconds, and get our Glowstone-dopped monocrystalline silicon boule. Next, we're going to need a fluid rig. So, in order to get the control block, we're going to need a bunch of MV components, and then this is all made in a assembler. Okay, so it didn't take me too long to get the materials. So, we just put them all in. So now we have our control block. Next, we just need to get the machine casing and then the steel frame boxes. So, it didn't take me too long to get those. So, next we're going to get all of these oils using our fluid rig. So if we just open this, we can see what oil is nearby. Looks like there's raw and light oil nearby. Let's start by getting the light oil first. So I think we're going to build our fluid rig right here. Okay, so now it's built. So if we plug it in, it turns on and it should start making us some oil. Yep, we've already gotten quite a lot of it. So we should be good for the light oil right now. Now we just need to do the same exact thing for the rest of these. So, now that we have all of our oil rigs, that should be all the oil we'll need for our quest. So, next we're going to need a oil cracking unit, and there's our oil cracking unit. So, next we're going to need naphtha. I was originally going to make this with some sort of like hydro-cracked fuel, but I think a much simpler way of doing it is just combining hydrogen and this sulfuric naphtha in a chemical reactor. So first, I guess we're going to need this sulfuric naphtha, which looks like we just put any type of oil in a distillery and it makes it. Since this was pretty easy to automate, I just decided to automate it over here. How it works is we have a fluid tank for our light oil, and that just goes into our distillery, which makes our sulfuric naphtha. I also expanded this area so we can put down our new machines. As you can see, I've moved that over to here. Next, we just need to get hydrogen automated, and we're going to do that by electrolyzing water. So we can go and place down our electrolyzer right there. Then we're going to place our infinite water source under here, then connect that with a fluid conduit. So now we have our hydrogen automated. So now to finish this off and automate naphtha, we're going to place our chemical reactor right there, place a ender fluid conduit right there. So now we have our naphtha automated. So, next we're going to need this Epichlorohydrin. We are going to get this by getting alloy chloride and these two things in a chemical reactor. So, let's start off by making alloy chloride. Looks like we're going to need chlorine and propane. To get propane, we are going to need to distill this lightly steam-cracked naphtha. And we can get that by just putting some steam and naphtha in our oil cracking unit. And we can get steam by putting some water in a fluid heater. So let's put our fluid heater right here and connect that to our infinite water source. So now we have our steam automated. So now we can connect our steam and naphtha to our oil cracking unit. So now we have our steam cracked naphtha. And now we can also make our propane. So to start off, we place on our distillery. Then we place on our ender tank to connect our steam cracked naphtha to our distillery. So now we have our propane. So next we're going to need our chlorine, which we get by electrolyzing salt water. And that also gives us our sodium hydroxide dust, which is one of the components that we need in order to make epichlorohydrin. And then we can just make salt water by mixing salt and water. So we can go ahead and place down our electrolyzer, then put some salt water in it. So now we have our chlorine and sodium hydroxide dust. So now we can make our allyl chloride. So we place down our chemical reactor, then we connect our chlorine and propane to it, and now we have our allyl chloride. So, next we need hypochlorous acid, and we can get that by putting chlorine and water in a chemical reactor. So, we place down our chemical reactor right here, connect it to our infinite water supply, then we can steal some of our chlorine from here, and connect it to our chemical reactor. So, now we have our hypochlorous acid, and we can now make our epichlorohydrin. So, now we can place down our chemical reactor, connect it to our sodium hydroxide dust, our allyl chloride, and our hypochlorous acid. So, now we have our epichlorohydrin. So next thing that we need to do is to get epoxy resin, but just looking at the recipe right here, it looks like it's gonna be pretty tough to automate. So I've decided I'll leave that for the next episode. So with that said, I think I'll end the video right here. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe and comment down below. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one.